In some sense, winning against impossible odds, when most others cannot or would not try, is the only mark of a great general. Victor Davis Hanson.
Okay, so, welcome back, everyone. We are diving into some serious uncharted territory today.
Absolutely.
I mean, just a few weeks ago, who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
Donald Trump, back in the White House, second term.
It's wild, isn't it?
And not even consecutively.
Yeah.
Makes you think of Grover Cleveland, back in 1892, the only other president to pull off that kind of comeback.
Right. History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes, as they say.
And, everyone's talking about Trump's base, but our sources suggest there's a lot more to it than that.
Oh, for sure.
It wasn't just his diehard supporters this time. Something else was going on. This deep dive, well, we're going way beyond those simple explanations. We're going to try and figure out what really happened. What were the moves, the strategies, what shifted in the voting landscape?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
I think what's really interesting here is how Trump didn't just win by relying on his existing base.
Right.
He actually seems to have expanded the Republican map.
Right.
It wasn't just a repeat of 2016. I mean, this could indicate like a realignment in American politics.
A realignment. So what does that mean? Help me understand that.
So when we talk about a political realignment, we're talking about a significant shift in voter loyalties. It's like the plates are shifting beneath our feet. It can totally reshape the political landscape for years to come.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And one thing that really jumped out at me from the research, it was Trump's campaign strategy, right? He kind of threw the old playbook right out the window.
Yeah, definitely unconventional.
Bypassed mainstream media.
Yeah.
Almost completely.
Mm-hmm.
And just went all in on podcasts
Yeah.
and social media influencers, especially the ones popular with, young men and certain minority voters.
That's right.
Why do you think he made that choice?
Well, it's a tactic we've seen gaining traction,
Right.
in recent years.
Okay. Yeah.
But Trump really took it to a whole new level. And, think about it. By doing this, he could completely sidestep traditional media filters. He's speaking directly to these audiences. Makes you wonder how campaigns are going to be run in the future. Is this the new normal?
That is a really good question.
Yeah.
And some of the election results are, they're pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Allentown, Pennsylvania, for example, majority Hispanic population, Trump's margin of victory there jumps 13 points compared to 2020.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there's Starr County, Texas, over 90% Hispanic. Swings from a 5-point loss for Trump in 2020 to a 16-point win this time.
That's huge.
That's a massive swing. What do you make of that?
I mean, we have to remember, Starr County was solidly Democrat back in 2016.
Right.
To see a 76-point swing toward the GOP, the Republican Party, in just 8 years, that's remarkable. And these kinds of shifts, especially in specific areas, what some call bellwether?
Bellwethers.
They'd be early warning signs for broader trends, playing out across the country.
Fascinating. So potential shifts, not just among Hispanic voters, but we also saw some movement in the working class, didn't we?
Exactly. And it's significant. Trump wins over voters making under $50,000 by a single point. But think back to 2020. Biden took that same income group by 10 points.
Wow.
And then the folks making between $50,000 and $100,000.
Yeah.
Another group that went for Biden in 2020.
Right.
This time around, Trump wins them by 2 points. His message, his focus on the economy, on public safety, it really seems to have resonated with these voters.
And all this has some pretty significant implications for Trump's legacy, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, instead of being remembered as a one-term, twice-impeached president,
Yeah.
he now has 4 more years to define his place in history.
It's a total game changer. If he had lost, the focus would have been on those low points, the impeachment, the controversies. Now, it's a comeback story. It completely alters how history will view his presidency.
It's funny. This whole situation makes me think about that Victor Davis Hanson quote.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
About great generals succeeding against impossible odds. I mean, what do you think? Does this victory cement Trump as a great general in the political arena?
That's a great question. A real tough one to answer, honestly. Look, whether you agree with his policies or not, Trump has this undeniable ability to connect with a huge part of the electorate.
Right.
He gets their anxieties, their frustrations, and he speaks to them, and they hear him. It's a powerful political skill. You can't deny that.
This election has just been, it's been a wild ride.
It really has.
So many surprises, huge shifts in the political landscape. I mean, it just goes to show things can change incredibly quickly. And those unconventional strategies,
Right.
they can be incredibly effective.
Absolutely.
For you, what's the most surprising part of all this?
I think for me, it's the depth of these changes. It wasn't just rallying the base.
Yeah.
He reached new voters, flipped areas that were considered safe for Democrats. There's a deep well of dissatisfaction out there and a hunger for change. I mean, we haven't seen this kind of energy in recent elections.
It's a lot to think about. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Be sure to keep an eye out. We've got a lot more to unpack in the weeks and months ahead.
Looking forward to it.
See you all next time.
Bye, everyone.